Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Appopedia. I am Ratna Priya, as you know about me. So as you know that I am continuing the course of industry order management. Up to order decomposition we've done that, and we are continuing the order orchestration task. Up to 6.7 we done all the tasks in my previous video. So this video we will cover at 6.8. Before going to start this task, let me tell you how much things we cover out. We covered order orchestration plan definition, order orchestration definition dependency, plan scenario, orchestration scenario, and then we saw the record type where we saw the different record type. We tried push event, a milestone, call out, and others more. So before don't be jump on the first video directly on this video, because you will not understand, because I am just continuing the same task with the next way of hands-on challenges which is covering with this PDF. And as you know that I am covering this courses along with this PDF simultaneously, so I am just completing all the theory part with my own, and I'm just considering you guys also done that and then come back on hands-on challenges. If you're watching my this video for the first time and come back on this channel for the first time, just let me know, and also do subscribe to my channel, like my video, comment on my videos, and do share to your friends and whoever needs this courses to be learned. And just do some part of feedback, either positive or negative. Just let me know how my videos are going to help you out. And if you're not, just let me know in the comment box. If you have any queries or etc, you needed any help in other technology or any courses, just let me know, because your support is only motivation me to make another type of courses or new technology to be get into help, and my knowledge to share to you. You will definitely get help that. So before going to, not wasting your time and my time, just let's get started with this task. So in this task what we have to do, MADC orders. If you not read your theory part, you will not understand. M stands for move, A stands for add, C stands for change, and D stands for delete. As you know, one-to-one decomposition, we covered all the order decomposition part in this previous lectures. So just go and watch if you are not understanding order decomposition, where we saw one-to-one order decomposition, one to many, many to one, and some other way of modification, order orchestration plan, and order decomposition. So just go and watch my previous video and then come back into it. So let's start the task. What the task we have to cover, the 13 type of task these are the steps we have to cover for completing this task. So what the steps are that, what whiteboard, post-it notes and diagramming, view the product model, create orchestration plan. This you are already aware of it, so I don't think so it will take more than time. Create the end-to-end simline for add and modify action, create the provisioning simline for add and modify action, create billing simline, create Spotify acceleration simline, create the SMS welcome simline, create the SMS upgrade simline, create orchestration dependency definition. This one also you covered that already. And for adding and modify, let's we have some idea of these actions, but it will clear out in this task so easily. So don't be hurry. And the next step we have, add a new order, change an order, additional change order testing. So the first we already covered this orchestration plan definition. I think so this may be easier to cover this task. And do not forget to read all this theory part with your own, and let me know if you need any help in the theory part as well. So let's discuss this plan. Okay, so as I think so you already aware of this one from this course, because they explain each and every line of their with this course details and all. So let's just read out. I think so I don't have to waste my time on this type. Just let me know if you are not able to understand. So one-to-one decomposition, just I give you a recap of that. Commercial product directly connected and decomposed with the technical product, so it will call the one-to-one decomposition, where you can see the commercial product is whom which we can order. It is orderable and it have some prices, and technical product, it don't have any order price and we cannot able to order it, so it's an unorderable product. So both will be decomposed with one source based on the attribute. You know the decomposition process, how they decompose the order. So what will happen, the attribute things to be related with this attribute of each other, and then it will directly decompose with the order composition. And because it is only one product is linked with only one product, that's why it's one to one decomposition. If you not understand here, just go and watch. It was completely described video on one to one decomposition. And one to many, it's already understandable that commercial product having many commercial product with link with only one technical product, then it's having the one many to one decomposition. For this one also, I already make another videos on it, and it was on the previous lecture, so just go and watch. Multi-level decomposition is very nicely I explained it, and it was too long video, but it is really helpful for you. So just watch my previous video for this one as well, and view the product model. As I already told you, the attribute is a major role of that order decomposition. The attribute values will be based on the any of the commercial product linked with the technical product. Because of that interaction between the values of attribute, then the order is decomposed, and I think so you will understand in my previous video. So just go on and watch the order decomposition, then you will be able to understand. And don't jump on any of the videos in the entire course, just go sequentially, then you will maybe understand into it. So let's start at the steps. What they're saying in the, as this one is the example of the previous lecture, so they just explain in the language, just read out all these things. And this is the orchestration view, this is the one-to-one decomposition model. Let's discuss this one, maybe you will understand easily, because the architecture, if you understand, it will be easy to understand the process and how we will achieve that task easily. So what is happening, line item action, as you're aware of that, whatever the action we choose into it while we are adding any product or any way of action on the order orchestration plan. So this is the line item action. Like some product, we have some action, like it should be the service, or it should be a technical product or commercial product, like that. So we have to be perform like that, so that's called line item action. So line item action, they are just for the first time we will go for the add one. So let's start with the add one. We will go into the add and start provision this Spotify RFS. This is the product. There we will create this one. After creating this one, accessorization, in some type of, you have that directly, you know that accessorization, there is one option, and this one is already aware of it, because it was in the previous task we covered all the accessorization, and these were directly connected with the product. So we don't have to change any attribute value. We will directly cover that order orchestration with the order decomposition with accessorization. Okay, so just go and check this one in the previous video. And next, what is the subscription type? This is the attribute value, and the value is the premium, family, or free. These are the values of attribute, and which this attribute is linked with this product, the Spotify RFS. So if we select premium and family, it will directly activate the bill. If we select free, it will deactivate the billing. And if we activate or deactivate, it's so billing before, like it's a SMS, because it's adding the product, it's not having any other action, so that's why it's a welcome SMS. And then it will directly come up to end. If you directly go to the accessorization will directly add the product with some value, with the basic default attribute value. Based on that default attribute value, we have some type of action, and it will directly come up to end. So accessorization is directly it will not cover any part of role of any selection with the user, like through the user, they don't have any access to for a attribute to select any values, and based on values we can cover on it. So I cannot explain this whole things in this video, it will be too long. So let's move forward. If we select the modify, the same product we have already created, and we just need to be update this one, and same attribute value we will select it, and the values should be premium and family. Based on that values, the same part is happening. Just the thing is, we will show the SMS part is should be the congratulation, because we are directly modifying it the actions with the based on the attribute value of a product. So this is the difference. And the third part is disconnect, or you can say delete as well. So for deleting, as you know, after congratulation message, end is up to end is it's showing directly, the order is in the card, and it is directly come up the after the payment it is showing, because it already activated the billing. So what we have to do directly, we have to send the confirmation cancel SMS, then cancellation confirmation. If the user cancellation is yes, then it will directly come up the farewell SMS. Definitely it will deactivate the billing, and Spotify will be disconnect. This means the product, it should not be displayed in the cart, it should be directly disconnect that. If it's a normal scenario, if you are canceling any product, then it will not come under the, after canceling it, it will not come under the cart or any billing actions, right? It will directly deactivate the billing. You're not able to add anything. You have to revisit that product, and then you have to add it. This process we have to cover it again, but it will not directly come under the card. So this will happen for disconnect the product. And for if you are selecting no, it will directly come up to end. And deactivating the bill acceleration will become. So this is why this is coming with the acceleration, because as you already aware of the acceleration, that acceleration having the attribute values by default. So the billing, deactivating the billing means attribute values should be not like obviously it should not be the default, because the product is not under the card one. So that's the scenario. So up to here, I think so you will understand little bit, but while you're doing, you will better understand. So before going to start any of the step, I forget to mention in the last task that we have to delete this step, navigate and test push. This one is the plant definition name, test post VAS, and we have to delete this scenario because we saw the orchestration scenario in the last, and then we have to move forward. As I forgetted to tell you in the last video, just do it in the thing, as I already deleted. So let me check again as well. So see, I already deleted, you need to delete from there, okay? And then you have to start this task. So let me go into that page 118, and then okay, we have to create a new orchestration plan, and these are the orchestration plan definition names, and according to this so orders we have to create it. Okay, so let's create the orchestration plan. Orchestration plan definition we have to create. So first one it's already I created, and then we have to go into the next one, that second, and the scope values. And as you know, I think so every video I said told you that we have to remember some things, that the scope is must be global by default, and the record type of that orchestration plan item, there we have to select one record type, and that record type by default is should be milestone. So these things you have to remember. Let's create the another one. So now we have to go into the Spotify E to E. Okay, now we have to go and we have to create orchestration item definition, where we have to select a record item. Record type should be global. Okay, let's click next, and it should be record type should be the by default milestone they are saying, and scope should be the global one. Let's select the global one and save it, this one. Now another we have to save and new, and then we have to create another orchestration item. Just create another one, and the by default record type should be the similar one, milestone, and the scope by default what is, it should be global. Okay, now we have to go into the next line, what they are saying. So this is the same scenario, because we are seeing the first tab, that is adding the product. Let's we have to select, we have to create orchestration scenario. Let's create the orchestration scenario with adding the product. So now we are just adding the product. So let's add the product as Spotify RFS. Okay, and then we have to add the actions. Okay, so now we will, so this is the action, this is called line item action, as we saw in that previous task as well. You have to add and modify action. Okay, now we have to go into the save, and then so just alert message they are saying, default action is must be add. It's by default it's add, so you just have to make sure that you are able to add modify as well, and before going to save it. So now this is commercial product Spotify. Okay, and we add it into the cart. Obviously you know that technical product we cannot be able to order, so it's an unorderable product, so we cannot able to add into the card. So Spotify must should be the commercial one. Now we have to trigger this scenario to be generate the order and modify line item action into E2E orchestration plan. Okay, so now we have to go into the next step, what they are saying, to create a provisioning sim lane for add and modify action. So now we have to create the product, sorry, we have to create the sim lane, that is a plan item, that is plan definition. Now we have to go into the plan definition, and where we have to add items. So which one is the certify provision, then we have to go into the orchestration and definition, then record type should be the milestone, and then we have to save this one, and then we have to select the scope should be this one, and then save it. Now same thing, we have to add the scenario as well for adding for modifying those things with this plan definition. Okay, now we have to add modify as well, and what product we have to add is Spotify RFS. Just make sure that you are noticing something that I also noticed. This both the product was the same one. Okay, but the thing is we are using the different plan definition. For this time we are using different plan definition, that is Spotify provision, and the previous one is what we are using Spotify E2E, right? But the product whatever we are adding the scenario, it is a similar one. So while we are line item action is the similar one, product is also similar, only the difference is orchestration plan definition. Okay, so now we have to go into the next we have to create the same thing we have to create for the billing for this line item action. Okay, sorry, for this one Spotify billing we have to create orchestration item definition, similar whatever we did in the last two. Okay, in last two orchestration plan. Okay, so now we have to create another one, that is this one, orchestration billing deactivate. Let's create the same orchestration item definition, and we have to select the scope should be the global one and save it. Now what we have to do into the next we have to create a scenario, right? Basically we are doing like that, exactly the same thing, right? Now what we have to do, now where we have to add some condition into the Spotify action items. Okay, now we have to go into the orchestration item destination, that is Spotify billing active, and then we have to add some condition into it. Let's add the condition. Okay, now we have to select and, okay, sorry, we have to select or or, and then we have to add simple accent. So this place will do simple expression for to complete. Okay, so first simple expression we have to add this product. Let's add this product, and then we have to add into this product. Let's search this one, and we have to add this one, and we have to select. But just make sure which data attribute name you are using for this product. So just we have to make sure that the internet services is Spotify subscription type. Okay, now we have to select it, now equal, and then we have to for the value premium. Now I think so you will able to reconnect yourself with that architecture, right? That the one-to-one date product model, right, where we saw the line item action, and then according to the attribute values we are just seeing the we are just selecting the same action, activating the billing and deactivating. Now we have to add the product, again product, and there we have to add the same subscription, but the value should be family, because I think so you will able to reconnect yourself. The architecture there is written if a premium or family, then it will directly activate the billing. Otherwise, if it is free, then it will directly deactivate the billing, right? Now we have to go into the Spotify billing, and this will redirect the Spotify billing orchestration plan page. Oh yeah, it's there on the plan is orchestration, this plan, a Spotify billing orchestration plan. And then we have to next what we have to see. Now we have to go into the Spotify billing deactivate, and then we have to add for free, we have to add this condition. Let's do the same. It's easy if you are understanding by simple architecture. If you understand, then it will easy to understand the same. Now we have to select Spotify subscription. Just make sure you are selecting the same attribute which you select for the first item, and then we have to use only one condition. So we have to delete another simple expression and then save the condition, because for the free we have to deactivate the billing, right? So now we have to go into the same again orchestration plan. Now we have to work on scenario, orchestration scenario. So what we have to go now, we have to create a new scenario for billing. Okay, orchestration billing. Now we have to add a similar product. Obviously we are working on only one product that we created already in the previous task, that is Spotify RFS, and then we have to add the both tasks, add and modify it, and then we have to, the scope should be no needed of their scope, and then we have to select it, save it, and then we have to add the condition for both the cases. Okay, now what we have to do, back in the Spotify billing scenario, and then we have to add the simple expression with add. Okay, now we have to go into the next what they are saying for this product. For value or subscription value is the free, then we have to use the scenario. Okay, let's add this one, and then select the Spotify subscription attribute, and we have to fill the value should be the free one. Let's do the free, type free. Now the second one is same thing. In the second part we have to, now same product we have to add into the second simple expression, and then just have to write there, we have to write premium. And for the first time we are adding another third expression, then we have to press the plus sign. Okay, and then we have to add the same product with the subscription attribute value should be the family. Okay, now we have to copy this one and paste it here and save the condition. Okay, now up to here we done with all the orchestration plan. with adding the scenario, and we adding the condition according to the attribute values. Okay, now we have to add what? Create the Spotify Orchestration Simulate. Now we have to add a record time action. Record time action like auto task, call out, milestone. What was happening in the next Spotify asset rise. Now we have to create auto task. This one we already saw in the previous task. Just go and watch, then you will easily understand what is happening, how we will link and how it will directly complete the auto task action. Okay, now we have to go in this one. Now we have to search this Simlane. The Simlane is just all the orchestration plan definition, just keeping the another name. So now we have to create another auto task. Then we have to see, copy the name of that. Now we have to create another. Now we have to go into the asynchronization, that is order orchestration item definition. There we have to select a record type should be auto task. Now we have to paste the name of the orchestration item definition name, and then we have to scope with the global, and then we have to save this one. Okay, now we have to create a scenario of this orchestration plan definition. Let's copy the name of that. Okay, so why this is coming? Because we haven't add item implementation, so we need to add the item implementation. So for which item your auto task needed the item implementation, that is required details, then we have to add this plan as it tries, and then we have to save. Then we have to go into make the orchestration scenario. Let's move into the new, and then we have to keep the name, copy and paste it. Then we have to add the Spotify product. So now we just recall yourself, before we are just adding a single product, that was Spotify RFS, and now we are adding Spotify. Now we have to add modify as well, and then we have to save this one scenario. Okay, now we have to go into the next step, that is 8 number step, that is create the SMS welcome Simlane. Simlane is just all about the orchestration plan definition. They are just keeping the name differently, just taking the name differently. Now we have to go the same different orchestration plan that we already created. Now we have to create a association, that is the orchestration item definition. Now this item is already there. No, we have to create this one, name it orchestration SMS welcome, keeping the scope should be set global. Okay, now we have to go, and record type should be the milestone. Just make sure that previously we selected the auto task. Now we are just using for this one is milestone. Now scope should be the global one. Now we have to create a scenario into the similar orchestration plan definition. Go into the new, and then we have to go and paste the scenario name, and then product should be the Spotify RFS, because we are for this one we are just showing the SMS welcome. For SMS welcome means whatever the product we are adding in for the billing, like for the card to be keep the order decomposition for seeing the orchestration plan to be done, then it should be the product of Spotify RFS only, because active billing having the SMS welcome plan, right? So for that one we need to add this product, not Spotify. Now we have to add modify as well. Select modify, and then no, for this one no need of modify. Just select and go back, and then we have to save this one. Let's save this one, and then we have to go into the next. Now these things are already done. Now we have to upgrade the SMS Simlane. Now we have to upgrade as we already have this Spotify SMS upgrade Simlane, that is order orchestration plan. Now we have to create what? Item definition, orchestration item definition. Similar thing we are doing from that time. So just save this one, and now it's created. Now we have to go where the different SMS congratulations Spotify definition. So sorry, I just copied the name of the items. We have to search this plan definition first, and we can copy and paste this item. Okay, so that's why it's not showing. Now we just make sure you don't have to hurry like this, and then don't do any mistake between it, because it's a long task. If you do any mistake, the relevant answers will not be come. So now we have to go and orchestration items definition. We have to select milestone, and then we have to select scope as a global, and then we have to keep the name should be, don't use any space, any comma or full stop or anything. For as you are selecting the record type should be the milestone, we don't need an item implementation here, so just save this one. There's no any field like that. And then we have to go into the make the scenario and just create scenario as well for this orchestration plan definition. Now we have to create scenario. Name should be this one. Product should be a Spotify RFS, because we are doing the modification here. And just select the product, I'm so sorry, search, and then add it. Now we have to, instead of add, we have to what, we have to do modify it. So now let's select this one. By default it should be add, by default it always be add. Just make sure that you change it and you add the modification. Okay, now modify, and then we have to select the scenario. Now we have to go into the scenario, SMS congratulation scenario. Now we have to add the condition for this value. As already we have the condition for both the cases. If you have the recall of that architecture, then you will understand the architecture, or you can say a decomposition product model. There we have to add this condition as well. So now let's add it in the scenario. There we have to select or. For the first simple expression, we have to add the product. The product should be the Spotify RSF, and the subscription type only we are using this attribute. We have the main work on it, so just select the similar attribute for both the scenarios. So every plan definition, just make sure that you are selecting the proper and similar attribute for doing add, modify, or delete, or any other operations on it. Okay, so just make sure that you are selecting the similar attribute values, at least not value, at least similar attribute for that product. Okay, now we have to save this condition. Now we have to go into the next step. What we have to create orchestration dependency definition. As you know, we covered it very well for this dependency. So just go and watch. If you are not able to understand dependency definition, then orchestration dependency definition, then please go and watch it. And then we have to go, and then we have to create another dependency with this name. Okay, let's copy this one and then go, and then we have to, now we have to go into the related tab. Now we have to go into the Spotify end item definition. Why this is not clicking? So it came back, and now we have to add orchestration dependency definition. So for which item we are adding? For Spotify end item. In which orchestration plan? Spotify E to E. Okay, so now just make sure you will remember all these things. We will check this one in the last orchestration plan. Okay, so now we have to select the dependency item definition, that was Spotify acid rise. Okay, now just need to add this one. We created just now, right? Previous in the, now we have to do in this task. We just, now before that we created, and then we have to go into the next step. What they're saying, we need to go into the Spotify provision, that is the plan definition, orchestration plan definition. Now we have to go in, and we have to add another dependencies. Okay, not dependency, definition we have to add. Now go into it. In which item they are saying to be added? Spotify start. Let's go into the Spotify start. Now for which item we have to go? Orchestration item definition, Spotify provision. Now which item definition we have to add? Dependency item dependency is Spotify start. Let's add this one. We have to go into this relative and just create a new, and then we have to paste this one, and then we have to, what is the name of the dependency definition? The Spotify provision, Spotify start. Okay, now paste this one, and then we have to save it. Okay, then so I did one mistake that we have to select the scopes would be the global. So let's do this one as well. I just forget to do, just do things to be correct only, don't be in hurry, as this video is already long, so I'm just a little hurry in that. So just make sure that we change Spotify E to E. There we change, we added E Spotify end items where we added the dependency. We have to edit this one. Let's edit it. The scope should be the global, and then save it. Now we will go into the next. Next we have to do in the both the create the dependency for both the task. Let's create this one. So we will continue from this dependency, adding dependency definition from the next video, because its video is too long. So stay tuned with me in the next lecture, and we will cover this one as soon as possible in the next video. And do not forget to subscribe my channel, like this video, and do some comment on either positive, negative, how you like that videos, and just let me know it is helping out you or not. Bye bye, take care.